بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. O humankind, who have created you from a single male and female, Adam and Eve, and made you into nations and tribes and communities, that you may know each other. Verily the most honored of you in the sight of God is the one who is the most righteous of you. And God has full knowledge and is well acquainted with all things. ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين. And among the signs of God is the creation of heaven and earth, and the variation in your languages and your colors. Verily in that are signs for those who know.
I have nothing against China. I just hate that their leaders are so much smarter than our leaders. 2016, we will not be the world leader anymore. We have been always. But in 2016, China becomes the great economic leader.
Even if Mitt Romney is elected, he says that
maybe you can turn it around.
Well, do you think he can turn it around?
I think we can.
Do you think Mitt Romney can turn it around?
I think he can.
As a line of clothing. Now, where were these made?
These were made, I don't know where they were made, but they were made someplace. But they're great. It's ties, shirts, cufflinks, everything sold at Macy's, and they're doing great. #1 selling tie anywhere in the world.
#1 selling tie anywhere in the world. You wouldn't wear that shirt?
We also have them in white and beautiful white.
Where are the shirts made? Bangladesh.
Well, it's good.
Okay.
We employ people in Bangladesh.
Ties? Where are the ties
made?
Have to work These are beautiful ties.
They are great ties.
The ties are made in where? China? Ties are made in China.
Well, I'll tell you, and you know what, David, in all fairness, I've been very open about that, and not all of them, by the way, but I've been very open about that. Are you okay? Is the
no,
chair
I'm
was
fine.
Made in China.
I know.
The chair was made in China.
was made in China.
You buy that at Macy's, by the way.
Let's just shut down the Donald Trump factory in Beijing.
I would love to.
And we'll put up a tie factory in Jamaica, Queens.
I love it.
And we'll make the Donald Trump ties.
I'm for it.
Tonight on the Beaverton, Donald J. Trump has been elected president. Is this America's 9/11?
We finally have an answer to the question of whether the U.S. is more racist or sexist.
With Trump's victory, Hillary Clinton now makes an important decision: which prison gang to join.
Welcome to the Beaverton, the new show that will make the apocalypse we are currently living in slightly more palatable. I'm Miguel Rivas.
And I'm future road warrior Emma Hunter.
Our top story: sad news as the United States was found dead last night in its North American home. Investigators have ruled the death a suicide, the result of 300 million gunshot wounds to the foot. The nation was only 240.
Recently, neighbors became concerned when the nation started arguing with itself, developed type 2 diabetes, and yelled at brown kids to get off its lawn.
America leaves behind its children, Puerto Rico, Guam, the Virgin Islands, and its estranged stepchild, Guantanamo Bay. In lieu of flowers, the family asks that you send bombs to the Middle East.
In directly related news, the United States made history by electing its first ever sociopath president. Now, parents of kids who show no remorse and draw disturbing pictures can look into their children's cold, soulless eyes and say, "You can be president too." Oh my God, what did you do to all those hamsters? Previously, sociopaths were pushed to the margins of society, forced into asylums, or relegated to the corner offices on Wall Street. Despite a system that was totally rigged against him, the Donald managed to clinch the presidency by uniting a diverse network of Americans, including yellers, screamers, MRA groups, NRA members, MMA fans, MBAs, the KKK, and the American Association of Acronym Enthusiasts. Acronym pending.
But questions remain about Trump's ability to lead a divided America. Can he work with his critics? How many Syrian refugees will he deport back to Mexico? Are journalists to be imprisoned or simply shot? His campaign had more references to genitalia than policy details, so it's difficult to say what will happen once the new president moves into the Trump White House and casino.
With only 2 months left in his presidency, Barack Obama must now turn to the busy work of Trump-proofing the White House. Obama has already dismantled the drone strike program, gave several $1 billion in cash to Planned Parenthood, and put foam protectors on the sharp tips of America's nuclear warheads. Additionally, he's placed safety plugs in all of the White House electrical outlets to protect Trump's tiny fingers. A baby gate on the stairs to the Situation Room, and installed safety latches on all female staffers' pussies. Once his presidential duties are complete, Obama intends to leave Washington and move back to his home state, Kenya.
Together, we will lead our party back to the White House, and we will lead our country back to safety, prosperity, and peace. Our convention occurs at a moment of crisis for our nation. The attacks on our police and the terrorism of our cities threaten our very way of life. I have a message for all of you. The crime and violence that today afflicts our nation will soon, and I mean very soon, come to an end. My plan will begin with safety at home, which means safe neighborhoods, secure borders, and protection from terrorism. There can be no prosperity without law and order. I have visited the laid-off factory workers and the communities crushed by our horrible and unfair trade deals. These are the forgotten men and women of our country, and they are forgotten, but they're not going to be forgotten long. These are people who work hard but no longer have a voice. I am your voice. I have joined the political arena so that the powerful can no longer beat up on people who cannot defend themselves. Nobody knows the system better than me. Which is why I alone can fix it. Anyone who endorses violence, hatred, or oppression is not welcome in our country and never, ever will be. We are going to build a great border wall to stop illegal immigration, to stop the gangs and the violence, and to stop the drugs from pouring into our communities. I have made billions of dollars in business-making deals. Now I'm going to make our country rich again. To all Americans tonight, in all of our cities and in all of our towns, I make this promise. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. God bless you and good night. I love you.
Thank you. Our founders embraced the enduring truth that we are stronger together. We have to decide whether we will all work together so we can all rise together. We have the most dynamic and diverse people in the world. We have the most tolerant and generous young people we've ever had. We have the most powerful military, the most innovative entrepreneurs, the most enduring values: freedom and equality, justice and opportunity. We should be so proud that those words are associated with us. I have to tell you, as your Secretary of State, I went to 112 countries. When people hear those words, they hear America. America needs every one of us to lend our energy, our talents, our ambition to making our nation better and stronger. I believe that with all my heart. That's why Stronger Together is not just a lesson from our history. It's not just a slogan for our campaign. It's a guiding principle for the country we've always been and the future we're going to build. A country where the economy works for everyone, not just those at the top. I will be a president for Democrats, Republicans, independents, for the struggling, the striving, the successful, for all those who vote for me and for those who don't, for all Americans together. Tonight, we've reached a milestone in our nation's march toward a more perfect union. The first time that a major party has nominated a woman for president. Standing here as my mother's daughter and my daughter's mother, I'm so happy this day has come. I'm happy for grandmothers and little girls and everyone in between. I'm happy for boys and men, because when any barrier falls in America, it clears the way for everyone. After all, when there are no ceilings, the sky's the limit. Every generation of Americans has come together to make our country freer, fairer, and stronger. None of us ever have or can do it alone. Let's be stronger together, my fellow Americans. Let's look to the future with courage and confidence. Let's build a better tomorrow for our beloved children and our beloved country. And when we do, America will be greater than ever. Thank you, and may God bless you and the United States of America.
On Friday, January 27th, 2017, President Trump issued an executive order suspending the Syrian refugee program and temporarily banning entries for people coming in from Iraq, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, and Syria. The backlash has been fierce, and public figures from around the world have voiced their outrage. On one hand, this is understandable, given the humanitarian implications. However, one has to ask, where was this outrage when the refugee crisis was being created? Where was the righteous indignation in 2011 when the Obama administration toppled the Libyan government? First by sending in the CIA to back rebel groups that ended up having direct ties to Al-Qaeda, and then using airstrikes to finish the job. Prior to this intervention, Libya had one of the highest standards of living of any country in Africa. They even had free healthcare. Today, the country is a failed state, plagued by ongoing violence. That's why these people are trying to escape. And where was the righteous indignation in 2012, when the U.S. began providing weapons, money, and training to rebel groups in Syria in an attempt to overthrow Assad? Even at the time, it was known that most of these weapons were ending up in the hands of jihadists. And it was no secret that these groups were committing horrific atrocities. Again, Why do you think these people are trying to escape? And then there was Yemen, where the Obama administration quietly supported Saudi Arabia's bombing campaign for over a year before finally getting their hands dirty and launching direct airstrikes in 2016. This warmongering continued till the very end. Here's a map of where the 26,171,000 bombs Obama dropped in just the last year of office fell. You know, it seems to me that the inhabitants of these countries would have preferred that you stand up against the wars that destroyed their homeland before and while it was happening, rather than take issue of where they are allowed to go in the aftermath. Just saying. None of this is a defense of Trump's order. It doesn't make any sense that Iran be included on the list while Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Egypt get a free pass, especially considering that Saudi Arabia is the most prolific purveyor of Wahhabi extremism in the world. Unless, of course, you look at this through a geopolitical lens, which brings us back to the real crux of the issue: war. After 8 years of covering for Obama's foreign policy, the left already has a credibility problem. And the current strategy of throwing temper tantrums at Trump's each and every turn, which started before he took office, isn't helping. Inside your echo chamber, you might feel like revolutionaries, but from the outside, your selective outrage reeks of hypocrisy and lowbrow partisanship. You're also burning through your ammunition before the battles that are really going to count, like another war or an expansion of police state powers. Make no mistake, Trump is just getting warmed up. Break the echo chamber. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, or with someone you think might already get it. This video is Creative Commons. You have permission to download, copy, and distribute it by any means. If you'd like to support our work, you can donate at stormcloudsgathering.com/donate. You can find the transcript, sources, and original video at stormcloudsgathering.com at the link below. For more, subscribe to Storm Clouds Gathering on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+.